I'm struggling with the fact that I have 2 girls in middle school right now. So your film scared the crap out of me. And I just wonder if there's something positive that that you found about this particular era we're in with social media, with how fast kids seem to be growing up. And
the true terror would be not acknowledging it and not seeing it. That would be the actual most dangerous thing that could happen. I think the internet is not bad, or not even a majority bad at all. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, this is like, these are very...
Well, I think that what happens for a parent is we wonder how to protect our kids.
Right,
and they can't make it. I worry that kids can't sort out all the information that they have access to.
Right, can we, though?
And we can't either, but at least
yeah.
We've sort of run the gauntlet.
At least we have the nukes and everything. And that's, I mean, I don't know. There's no real at least to me, for me. Like, and I wasn't interested in particular in 13-year-olds because I was interested in the problems facing kids. You know, I felt like the kids for me were expressing the problems we're all facing just more viscerally than we were. But like, we as adults, we need to clean up our own sort of information processing before we start to, you know, wag our fingers at what kids are doing about the internet and internet culture and these kids addicted to their phone. I'm like, what are we addicted to? How do we exchange information? We've completely set the culture on fire, I think, through the exact thing we're worried that kids might one day do. What are we worried? That these kids are going to be raised on their phones, have no way to communicate with each other, and then eventually, I don't know, elect a psycho to be... I mean, what are we talking about? We're there.
Right.
You know, like...
Well, I think the difference is that I can use social media without the number of likes directly affecting my self-esteem. And I have the experience to separate the two, but I do wonder, like, what you found about that audience that gets created, or that desire for, you know, your online life gets presented as something that you then have to live up to.
Yeah,
and the pressure of that.
You may have that lived-in experience that allows you to disassociate from whatever those like toxic effects of the internet are. I don't. So I feel like right in the mix with them. And what I hope the movie sort of does, and what I hope all of my work was trying to sort of get at, which is to try to give a more subjective, emotional description of what the internet is. Not like a description of the internet as most people do, which is like the rates of cyberbullying are up and kids are spending 5 hours staring at a screen and they're getting headaches. And it's like, no. What is the feeling of, and you hinted at this, walking through your life and not just living your life, which is already hell and impossible, but taking inventory of your life, being a viewer to your own life, living an experience, and at the same time hovering behind yourself and watching yourself live that experience, being nostalgic for moments that haven't happened yet, planning your future to look back on it. Those are really weird, strange, disassociative things that are, I think, new because of the specific structure of social media and the way it sort of disassociates ourself from ourself. I mean, this is now getting, I'm now really at the edge of making sense, because I don't have any of the answers here. But like, I don't know, it's really hard to process it. And you know why? Because if you take long enough to think about it, these really complex social media, whatever setups that we have, take a long time to process. And by the time you process it and take the time, it is obsolete and it's on to the next thing.